Allie, Colleen.
Allie, good to see you again.
Good morning.
So I want to start this with, we had a guy in named Jelly Roll. I don't know if you're familiar with his music. He's like a rapper, also
Yes.
has it. Okay, well, great. And Amy goes to him immediately because he has a teardrop tattoo and goes, hey, that teardrop tattoo, it's filled in. What? And we're like, no. Don't ask about that, because what that means usually is they killed somebody.
Yeah.
If it's empty, it's
They
they attempted, and if it's full, they did. And I believe his answer, we didn't even want her to ask it. And she asked it, and he's like, well, let me just say, promises fulfilled, or something like that. I'm not even sure what happened. But
It
was
represents
It's like the scariest way to answer that question.
The tears I've shed or something.
Yes. So that being said, I'm gonna ask her. I'm gonna be brave like you. Your teardrop tattoo. Did you kill somebody?
I get that question a lot on TikTok. I get a lot of nice prison tat, and I'm always like, you understand if that's the case, I'm out, right?
What
So-
is that tattoo? It's not a teardrop though, is
So
it?
today, it's a 98 for you guys. It's not real.
Oh, that's not a real tattoo under your eye?
No.
Because I thought it was new, and I thought she'd possibly just murdered someone in the last few days.
Well, that I'm not discrediting any of that, but this right here is a fake tattoo. No, I do, because for my throat tattoo, I wore temporaries for a long time to make sure that like I liked the placement, and like if I looked this way, you could still tell what it was, and like all those different things. And so then I love face tats. I think they're rad.
Oh, man,
I
are you
think they're
thinking about
sweet.
it?
I really do. So I was thinking about it. So I started wearing temporaries for that, but then it just became this whole thing. So when I go to like my friend shows, I put their logo as my face tat. Or like today, the big 98 is the face tat. Usually it's a horseshoe or like a rose or something like that. But it's just kind of became a thing, and now our fan club will pick the tat per show. Like I'll give them a couple options, and
That's
they'll pick
cool.
what they want to see. And it's been like a really, really cool thing. And now that I can have anything from something silly to something meaningful to whatever, like I really like being able to change it all the time. So I don't
should do
know if
that.
I would ever get it, but I
Temporary.
think it's rad.
Yeah, I get a temporary face tattoo.
Yeah.
Right.
But then I know me, then I'll be like, no, that looks good. I should get it for real.
That you will
That's
run
what I'm
into that
scared.
problem. I know.
You brought it up. I'll talk about your throat. So your throat or neck tattoo, I'm not for sure how you would call that. What do you say? Throat, neck? You have chest. What is this tattoo?
I think I say throat tattoo.
That's a butterfly.
It's a firefly.
Okay, and it's real.
Yeah. I got it in January of 2020. But it's so funny. I get people come up to my shows and they're so sweet, and they'll bring me gifts and they'll hand it to me and they go, tell us about the dragonfly. And I have so many dragonfly gifts at home that I just like glued a rhinestone to the butt and called it good and said that it was a firefly. But
So it's not even it is a firefly.
It's a
We're saying
firefly.
that right now officially.
yes.
Stop with the dragonfly.
It's got a little light bulb on the bottom of like the thing, like when you look up close on it. But it's a firefly. It's literally for Princess and the Frog.
That's pretty cool. I mean, I don't have this strength or pain tolerance to get one there, or I'm not cool enough. But I like it. It's a pretty cool place to have a tattoo. Dang, I want a face tattoo now.
Get temps.
Yeah.
Everyone thinks
How
I
do you
have
get
one.
those though? How do you get temporary face? Where is that?
The custom ones.
Yeah, can you buy them online?
Well, like this is eyeliner, so I draw it. So the custom ones I have to draw. I think you can order them, but I haven't found a company that like you can pick your sizes. But like Altered State or like any store on the planet usually has like finger tattoo packs.
Man,
and so I'll just
how
use finger
cool
tattoos like on my face.
Would I look with a face tattoo? I get the respect I've always wanted.
I bet we have some eyeliner right now. We can draw it
No,
on.
I want to.
I do in case mine rubs off, so I got you. I got you.
Okay, well, I was listening to you sound check, and I will say this, and I mean this in the best way. Since the time we've met you, I feel like you're still getting so much better as a performer.
Yes, thank you.
Like
so much.
We should just play now and talk more later. But just listening to your sound check, I was like, and I knew you were great last time you were here, but I was like, holy crap! I think somehow she's even gotten better. Do you feel like you're still growing as a performer?
Absolutely, and it's really fun and it's really encouraging because that tends to be the main compliment that we get on the road. Was hey, we saw you in Scoreboard in Nashville 4 years ago and it was amazing, it was great, it was fun, but like completely different artist it seems like now. And I think
guess that's the goal,
really cool.
Right? You just want to keep growing.
Yes.
However, if someone said to me, dang, you are way better now than you were 3 years ago, I'd be like, are you saying I sucked 3 years ago? I am not as mature as you, and I do not understand how to take compliments.
Well, when y'all were so kind to have me on the show the first time, we brought this really sweet, encouraging song called Work in Progress. And the whole point of it is I'm the best I've ever been, but not the best I'll ever be. So
good.
I think that it really caters to myself as an artist and the career and stuff for that to always be the case.
I want to play just a clip of Work in Progress. You may remember this from Allie being here last time.
When you're a work in progress, I'm the best.
So this song here that you're going to play us is called Halos and Horns. So tell me about just the song in general. You wrote it, so you're in the room, and where did this idea come from?
Halos and Horns is really rad. It's something that we're very proud of. I wrote it with Stephen Hunley and Eric Dodd, and we kind of seem to be this little magic writing team for me. I love everything that we do, and Halos and Horns is just that archaic theme of good and evil for the hero of a cowboy, and just like what that life looks like between all those archaic elements of the cowboy, good and bad, like they never stay, but also they work harder than anybody else, all of those things, and just like really trying to find that lifeline in life between just good and bad, and honestly what that even means. As we all know, my family has this big supporting mantra of everything that is a blessing is a curse, and I think that has been something that's been ever present in my life, just being a kid, trying to sort out who I am between an amazing legacy that my family has and then just who I am as an artist on my own. And it's been challenging, it's been difficult, and Halos and Horns is just this really rad song, very similar to Work in Progress, that just kind of lets you know that there is an ever-going battle on for me, to figure out who I am and how to be represented truthfully, and I think all of us do that in a sense. And Halos and Horns just says it in a really rad way.
So Eric Dodd of Vacation fame. I don't know if you're familiar with Eric Dodd, but he's written a couple big smashes. Vacation 1 and Ray, when's Vacation 2 coming out?
I have Ray to thank actually for connecting me with Eric Dodd.
Oh,
Ray and Bay. Ray and Bay connected me with Eric a couple years ago. We've been writing a long time.
Ray, when's Vacation 2 coming out?
A couple weeks. I don't know
Okay.
why it's taking so long.
All right. So we were talking a little bit before we went on the air here, and you'd mentioned that one of your fears is being stabbed from behind while doing TikTok live. And we were in that conversation, and it was like, oh, we got to go on the air now. But I did not know that this was a big fear of yours. I understand not liking it. The thought of it does sound pretty bad, but I didn't know that something you had thought about before.
Well, it's so goofy. It happened because just one night I was on live really late, and I was doing stuff, and I just kept hearing all these really weird sounds, like coming from outside my house, and like nothing happened. But I just kept thinking, like, what are you guys gonna do if someone busts in my house right now? You know what I mean? And it just, ever since that night, I've kind of thought about it. And then again, before the show, we were talking about just people's comments and how weird they can be. And like, some of the comments will be like, oh my gosh, there's somebody behind you. And it's just so you turn around and freak out, you know what I mean? Or like whatever the case is, even though you can see the reflection on your front camera. But it's just, people are just goofy, and I'm goofy, and it's a fear.
The problem is, if the one time you don't turn around, there is someone behind you stabbing you. I know, so you have to turn around every time just in case.
Yeah, new anxiety unlocked, for
Why
sure.
are you playing so late? Why are you playing at 4 a.m. on live? I'm waking up to come do this show, but that's a late night.
I have such a kind and supporting following in like Scotland and Ireland and in the UK, and like that's when they're waking up, and like especially like around, so I usually go on from like 2 to 4 or 3 to 5 or whatever the case is, and they're just so much kinder. I find that if I go TikTok live at 5 p.m. here, it's just going to be continual comments of just absolute nonsense, and like half of it's rude, half of it's nonsense, half of it's whatever. And I do read every single comment on the lives. Like I read them while I'm singing, I do all that stuff. So like it will affect the live a lot for me if that's what all the comments are. So I just cocoon and just do it at 2 a.m. when there's just a kind listening audience, I guess.
You care so much about your people. I mean, me, I don't even want to wake up early for East Coast, much less another country. I'm like, I don't wake up an hour. Hey, listen, Boston, we love you, but I don't got that hour to spare.
Yeah. And in all fairness, and I was explaining this to Lunchbox, is I don't wake up to go on these lives. I'm already up.
Stay up.
Yeah, I'm already up. And I don't wake up, I'm not up early in the morning, so my hours are just different than everybody else's.
I read a story about a girl back in the 90s, some actress, that she liked going to clubs, but she would go to bed at like 5 or 6 p.m. and sleep until 2 or 3. Then she would just start her day, but she'd start her day at the club. She'd go in at 2 or 3 in the morning. And she'd go to the club wake up and have fun, and then just go to work and like do that. Like, that sounded pretty cool, but I don't want to wake up. I mean, I wake up crazy hours. But listen, enough about me.
I'm going to do that.
You were going to...
I don't know where I'm going to go. I don't know what club you
There's
go
nowhere
to
to go.
in the morning here, but...
There's nowhere to go.
All right, well, I'll adjust my hours, and I'm going to do that.
You ever play like early on when you're like, I think I want to play? You ever go and do like the long bar sessions where you play for hours and hours? Did you ever have to do that at all?
Oh yeah, I had what I called a residency because it sounds cool. But Scoreboard here in Nashville was my place for about 5 years.
And what was that night like for you if you went to play there?
For about 5 years, I would play on Saturday nights, and I would play 3-hour sets. And I loved Scoreboard, and I became very attached to Scoreboard because, Nashville is so rad, and there's so many places to find musicians. But there's also a very interesting relationship with venues that is not necessarily happening so much because musicians here are just playing everywhere they can all the time. And so it was very important for me to find a venue that, one, championed me, two, honestly, probably more importantly than that, let me play original music, and that kind of thing. And do that. So it was kind of a cool thing between Scoreboard and I. It was like, if you wanted to see Allie, Colleen, you had to go to Scoreboard. And then Scoreboard wasn't giving that night to anyone else, but me, because we just had that deal kind of thing. And it was so cool. I've been lucky enough to do the Broadway stuff with like friends of mine when they get scheduled, but I've never been a Broadway player by any means.
I don't know Scoreboard. Where's Scoreboard?
Scoreboard's by Nashville Palace, over there across from like Gaylord Opryland and stuff.
Okay, I know where that is.
Yeah. It's the big patio
I don't know
behind
where
the palace.
anything is. I've lived here for 9 years. I can't get anywhere without GPS. I'm lucky I get home sometimes after the show without GPS.
Yeah.
You still riding horses?
Yes.
Is that still one of the passions?
Well, it's funny because the cover for Halos and Horns, I'm on my horse Einstein, which is who, when the Bays and I went out to go ride that day, that was the one that she rode. So she got to ride Einstein that day. So he's on it. But yeah, still with the boys.
So Bay rode Einstein. Which horse did my wife ride?
No, she rode Einstein. Bay rode Jack. So
So
Einstein's
my
my boy.
wife-
I put your wife on Einstein.
And that's the one that's on the cover of this.
Yes, and that's the one
I
that's on the
missed him.
cover.
I can see him now.
of Halos and
I can
Horns.
take it and be like, look, here's your horse.
Yes, so you can see it. You can see her on there because I have Jack and Einstein, and I trust those horses a lot, and they're very good. So that day, the girls rode them, and I rode just another horse that my buddy had, kind of thing. His name was Paco.
What do you mean you trust a horse? Like to not steal your watch? Or what does that mean?
I don't trust anything to not steal my watch, but as far as like, I know that if I put the girls on Einstein or Jack, like they're going to be safe. And they're gonna be okay.
If a snake
a
comes near
starting rider
Einstein,
will be fine on them.
A snake comes out near Einstein. Is he going to go, ah?
He's gonna get away from the snake, but he's not gonna like buck or freak out or anything like that. And then Jack, on the other hand, which you could light literally a firecracker on a Jack and he's not gonna move. And it's strictly out of laziness. Like, he's just a lazy horse, and he's the best, but he's just a lazy horse. He doesn't even close his mouth all the time. He just leaves his lip open because he doesn't want to hold it up.
Do you feel like you can communicate with your horses?
Yeah.
Effectively, how? Like, what do they know words?
So my family does wildlife rehabilitation in Oklahoma. So I grew up in this really rad wildlife clinic back home, and all my friends until I was probably like 15 were animals. And I just think that animals are the coolest thing on the planet. And horses respond completely off of body language and pressure. So they know as soon as you get on them if you've ever rode them or not, kind of thing. And that's why I put her on Einstein, because she had a little experience riding where Laura didn't. And I know that if you get on Einstein, you never rode a horse before, Einstein's going to go, I don't have to do anything today. And you're not going to make me do anything today, kind of thing. But they're just cool and they're rad. And I sing to my horses a lot. And I think it's really, I don't know if they care about it, but I like it.
So once I was riding a horse and got a little experience myself. And the horse,
Big cowboy, huh?
huge actually. Thanks for asking.
Yeah.
You may not recognize me without my belt buckle, but here I am today doing this. And the horse took me under a clothesline and clotheslined me, and the horse kept going, and I didn't because clothesline. Anything like that ever happened to you? And if it hasn't, well, you're not a cowboy like me. But go ahead.
I think since it hasn't happened to me, I am a cowboy.
That's probably true too.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, there we have it.
Yeah.
Listen, Allie, you're great, and you're just such a your vocals are so good. It's so cool. Will you say, because I call you Allie Colleen, but I hear people talking about you, and I hear your name pronounced all these different ways. So would you say it for everyone again, exactly how to say your name?
So we have these rad tank tops, and it's Allie, Colleen, 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 and on the back it's like Jolene but with a C.
Got it.
So you can't forget it. It's just Colleen.
And you can follow Allie on Instagram, ALLIE, never mind. We'll just link it. I start spelling it out. It's wrong.
C-O-L-L.
I know it's just long. So you're on the road. You're playing a bunch of shows, a bunch of fair festivals. What are you doing?
Yeah, we've got kind of the Fair Festival lined up this summer for opening acts and stuff like that. We get to go to Denmark in September to do the Nashville Nights Songwriter Festival, which is super, super rad. that we're excited about. It'll be our first time taking music over to the UK opposed to at Belmont. We did study abroad times, but just a lot of really cool shows that, they can follow at AllieColleenmusic.com. We've got a full tour schedule on there. And we're just really, really excited about it. New shows are added every day. After COVID, all the venue things are wonky. So more stuff just continues to be added, which we're very lucky for and very thankful for.
All right, you guys follow Allie. Ray, is there anything you would like to say to Allie, your dear friend? She can't hear you, but I will translate it to you. Go ahead.
What up, girl? Let's
What up,
definitely
girl?
get
Let's
a brunch
definitely
pretty soon.
Get a brunch pretty soon. Okay, that's Ray. Okay. All right, Allie.
Oh my God.
Great to see you. I think what we're going to do, that song is so good. I'm going to feature you as the national artist in our countdown in the next couple weeks with this song.
That's so rad.
So we're going to put you in the country top 30. I think that'll be awesome. I think our audience will like it. And from that, go have a day. Wait, there you go. She's cheering right now. You
I'm going to
can't
go
even
take a
see it.
nap and then go to a club later, I think, is actually what I'm going to do.
Allie, Colleen, you guys check out Halos and Horns. Allie, great job, and we'll see you soon.
Thank you.
All right, bye-bye.
It's a Bobby Bones show.